give them something to talk about. I see the energy running out. I got a planet to run around. Okay. You ain't do nothing but run your mouth. No, I don't want to be humble now. You doubted me, nothing to talk about.
Hey, good morning.
Morning. Happy Monday.
Yeah. Look, we've got a few things to talk about. It's funny because this Sunday night I was kind of thinking about what we were going to talk about. Like, wow, none of this stuff is all that interesting and compelling. You know, we try to pull stuff together that we think people will want to hear, either our community or affiliate owners or other CrossFitters. And as we end up, we put the agenda up on the wall, we start having conversations. All kinds of great conversations happen while we're setting this damn thing up. We just need to come in and turn the damn thing on and have the setup.
That is an option. I mean, we could do that.
Have our conversation.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that we've had a conversation and actually tried to record it.
Well, this is true too. We've screwed this thing up. We're getting better at setup too. Our setup's taking faster.
Yeah.
Setting the 9 o'clock time frame is much better.
Yeah.
I got a new logo on I'm all logoed out, man. I'm like matching Diablo. You know where I'm from.
Yeah.
With my shirt.
You got the new logo behind you too.
Dude, I look like a trophy. Yeah. Oh, and there's PRs all day on there too. You can see it's in black.
Where's the PRs?
I see underneath.
Oh yeah, down below. I see that. You kind of see the reflection on the screen.
A little bit. Sorry. Your PR logo is behind you too. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, who is it? Julie was giving us some feedback on we need to do a better job at our brand recognition.
Oh God.
She's like, quit standing in front of your logo.
There's like look at the backdrop of the video. It's all logo. Everybody knows where this is from. Yeah. So
it's fun.
And then I'm gonna pull up comments. So I can see comments just in case.
Hey, Vindicate.
Hey, welcome. We were just bitching about you.
It's not clear.
Brilliant. Yeah, right on, dude. Sorry. The first thing I want to talk about, because it was relevant to today, because today we did a CrossFit benchmark workout.
A girl workout.
A girl workout, not a hero workout. But we just came off Veterans Day, and and I mentioned to Jamie that next year I'd like to do the Chad workout. Which is a hero workout, and it's named after Chad Wilkinson, who took his own life at a young age while CrossFitting, while training for a mountain expedition that he was planning I think it was in the Himalayas. He was planning for a big, one of the 10,000.
Hence the 10,000 step or the 1,000 steps.
10,000 meter peak. Yeah. So like he was doing it was a big climb that he was planning on. And so, hence the 10,000 steps. Or 1,000 steps.
1,000 steps, yeah.
10,000 steps. And then I also had a member that came into our master's class on Sunday, and she had done it, and she was really sore.
Yeah.
But a couple things I want to get into that. I want to talk about training for it, prepping for a hero workout. But the first thing I want to do, we have a lot of new members, and a lot of last 4 years, CrossFit to experience some growth, and people that are coming into CrossFit now. I find at our box at Diablo. They're coming in with really kind of without an understanding of the background with training military, police, fire, tip of the spear, and don't understand the significance of the hero workouts. Now, when we put one up, I always require our coaches to give an explanation of the workout, who it's for, and why we're doing it. These workouts are popular within the CrossFit affiliate community on national holidays like 4th of July, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, and people will usually choose a hero workout to do for their gym. CrossFit started this tradition. Well, I don't even know when, but since
early on,
because there were so many special forces and others, police, special forces that were doing CrossFit as part of their preparation for their jobs, their careers, that they wanted to give recognition to those individuals that gave their lives while performing that service in the line of duty. And so Murph is the big one that everybody knows, named after Lieutenant Michael Murphy, who sacrificed his life to save the rest of his unit.
Yeah.
At a remote outpost in Afghanistan. and subject to the movie, The Lone Survivor. But anyway, that one was the test. It was the first one that I did with a mile run, and then 100, 200, 300 push-ups.
That was your first introduction to CrossFit,
pull-ups, push-ups, and squats. That was my first introduction. I literally gave myself. Well, interestingly, and that's related to the conversation that I want to have with you. But it is, I think, one, hero workouts are a unique and distinguishing characteristic of CrossFit in general. They are not it's not a gimmick.
Mm-mm.
It is something really powerful and meaningful when you are performing a workout for someone that gave their life in the line of duty. It is it's significant. And when you're in the middle of the workout, and we've had members here that break down.
Yeah.
But it helps carry you through
even before the workout.
Yeah, it helps carry you. And it's an amazing way to remember people that served in line of duty and then died while serving in the line of duty. And it's very poignant and meaningful, and it gets you through the workout a lot of times. If you can if you start to fade, you start to feel like maybe I should just quit now, and then you finish. But it is a really cool thing about CrossFit. It's really powerful, and it means a lot to Diablo CrossFit in our community, and I know a lot of other CrossFit affiliates as well. On Veterans Day this year, CrossFit posted Chad. Named after Chad Wilkinson, who took his own life while on active duty, and that was a shock to everyone when it happened in 2018. But it's a common trend, and the numbers are startling. It's in the I think it's somewhere near I think 70, I want to say 70,000 is the number I saw of people that have taken of veterans that have taken their own lives. And it's the, consequence of the incredible stress that they're under, PTSD, all kinds of things that affect their lives while serving the country, and then coming back home and then having to deal with the reality of real life. But anyway, it's a very powerful, and CrossFit posted just an amazing video on it. That included his wife talking about, her prepping and getting ready to do the workout herself. On Veterans Day, we did Coughlin, yeah, which is a cool workout, a bar hang, and then if you drop, I have to 6 minutes.
It's a unique workout.
Yeah, 6 minutes of bar hang. Our members enjoy it. It's a unique test. We've been doing it for a few years now. If you have to drop off the bar, you got to go run 800 meters and then do 30 push-ups, get back on the bar, and accumulate the time. But again, that's named after Coughlin and it's Chris Coughlin. Yeah,
Christopher Coughlin.
Yeah, Christopher Coughlin. And he died. He died as a result of an IED, explosive device, in Afghanistan. But he was 42 years old when he enlisted. He just made the cutoff.
Yeah.
To enlist.
Sir.
Goes to Afghanistan 2 weeks there, and passed away. Amazing guy, and he was an avid CrossFitter. Loved CrossFit. So it's an honor to be able to do that. But I mentioned to Jamie Lee in the I sent him an email yesterday because I want to align with CrossFit on this. We're on Veterans Day. We do Murph on Memorial Day, and then we've been doing Coughlin.
We've been doing Coughlin because we've got
Veterans Day.
Some of our members are
personally
close to him.
Yeah,
so,
knew him and we're friends with him.
It's one of those ones that I try to keep close to our community just because I know it is close to us.
Yep. So I asked him, we may do it on Veterans Day. Maybe it's something we do on 4th of July.
Yeah.
Do Chad on 4th of July.
Yeah.
But
it's wide open.
But one of the things I'll tell you is that these workouts, these hero workouts, they're not your average CrossFit workout.
They are not.
They are
not.
They are brutal. They're long. They can, the potential for, overexertion injuries are high, and you should be training into it. So I want to do Chad, but I wanted to talk to you, Jamie, and ask you, Jamie, about the prep for something like Chad, where you're doing 1,000 step ups to a 20-inch box. And I saw on the recommended weight, or the weight is 45 pounds for men. Good Lord. And then 35 pounds for women. Yeah. And that's on your back.
And so as far as intensity goes, you're loading up that single leg, but you're under that tension throughout that whole workout. It's not like it's just the step up. It's also, you've got that weight on you, on your back or whatever. And whether it's, Chad or Murph or Nate, any of those hero workouts, I always, like you said, we always, at the beginning of class, we always discuss and talk about the individual. And the big thing that I always try to drive home is this isn't necessarily a test. right? It's not necessarily intended to be a test of fitness. It's something that CrossFit puts together to, tribute somebody that has given that ultimate sacrifice.
Right.
And I think that, somebody that's, looking at their Murph time or their Chad time, like personally, I think all that stuff's irrelevant. It's a hero workout. We're doing it as a tribute. We're doing it to honor somebody else's life. And when we're thinking about our own individual time, it kind of takes away from what we're trying to do. Right. And with that being said, we're honoring the hero doesn't mean we have to be the hero.
Right.
And what I mean by that is we're not, just because a workout is prescribed to wear a vest, and if you haven't done any preparation for that leading up to it, should you do it as prescribed? I mean, I've scaled Murph many times just because, maybe I just personally wasn't prepared for it. Yeah. But at the same time, I still want to do and honor, Michael Murphy or any other hero workout that we're doing.
Right.
So that's something that, whether you are training in preparation for it, something like Chad, yes, we want to definitely build up that volume. We want to build up that unilateral strength, that core stability, because it's, you're on a single leg majority of the workout, pretty much the whole workout, unless you're going to stop and rest. Murph, another one, right? You don't want to just jump into it without having done any actual volume, right? So if you're not doing something like Cindy, and we've done this over the years, is we'll build our volume leading up to Murph.
Right.
We'll work on our running. We'll work on that technique. We'll practice our pull-ups. We'll practice EMOM variations. We'll just build up the overall volume so we can do the workout as it is prescribed and honor Michael Murphy as it was intended.
So on Murph, for example, how long before do you start for our programming for Murph? How long beforehand do you kind of start the prep for that?
I like to think about 5 to 6 weeks out.
Okay. Is that the same thing you'd do for Chad?
For Chad, yeah, I would change up the intention, because like I said, it's a lot of single leg movements, and it's a single modality. It's a step up. It's not like it's mixed with a run, push ups, squats. You're on one body part, lower body part the whole time.
Yeah.
So that's something that you would want to, build up for. And whether it be just stepping on a box or going to do some hill sprints, maybe throw a bag on, do some hill sprints with a bag.
It used to be said that CrossFit is dangerous. Well, and probably, I'm sure there's a lot of people that still say it annoyingly. But when I say CrossFit's dangerous, I mean it from a perspective of, and I also say CrossFit's going to kill me.
Yeah.
Because CrossFit gives me tremendous confidence and I think physical capacity that goes beyond common sense.
It's a really good way to put it.
Right. And so for example, could I go out and do Chad right now? Yeah, I could go do Chad right now.
You pay for it
because CrossFit is giving me that physical strength
capacity
to
do it.
I would pay for it in a big way.
Yeah.
And it gives you the confidence to be able to do it. And also more, and then the other thing that CrossFit does that can make it dangerous is it gives you mental confidence.
Yes.
Right. The ability to fight through the mental strength to be able to fight through, even when you probably should be.
I mean, and a lot of times your body's going to give up before, or your mind wants to give up before your body does. Yeah. But if you can train your mind to withstand what your body is capable of doing, you could go a little far.
Yeah, that's CrossFit. That's what's cool about CrossFit.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's the other thing. You brought this up with in the beginning, having newer people getting into this, not knowing what it's all about, and maybe they have that understanding of like, oh, I need to do it as prescribed. It's done as a tribute. If you need to scale something like that, just so you are not wrecked or preparing yourself into like a case of rhabdo, like you should know your own limitations and adjust accordingly.
Yeah. And
there's nothing wrong with that.
And affiliate owners, just start your planning for these things.
Exactly.
2 months out.
Look at it from the year perspective. And that's what we do with PRs is PRs all day. We're looking a year out. What are the workouts that we're going to be coming into, and how are we going to approach those months so we're prepared for those workouts?
And then for your newer members that come in, that's where scaling comes in.
It's crucial.
Yeah.
Well, just explaining why it is that we're doing it, right? It's a tribute. It's not necessarily, it can be looked at a test, and it's been used as a test.
Right.
I mean, we've seen Murph at the games how many times, but it's important to remember why we're doing it. Yep. and not get so caught up in the RX concept.
Yeah.
It's
agreed.
It's for a good reason.
Yep. It's today I came in, this is what we were going to lead off with as a topic, but we got into the hero workouts, which I'm glad we covered.
Yeah.
But I'm going to sound like a pussy. I know. But I came in this morning, I'm coaching early this morning, and it was like 38 degrees. And I know everybody outside of California is just thinking, you were a pussy. but it's cool. Our members, our California members aren't used to that.
No.
I put out I put in our email just kind of a way to get around it. The East Coast people and Midwest and everywhere else in the world that it's cold as hell. I told them, I said, I don't know that I could handle a CrossFit winter, but I probably would. You suck it up, you get the mental fortitude, you do it. But one of the things that I suggest is that, you have your winter gear kind of laid out, and especially if you're in the morning, laid out and ready to go. Like, all you have to do is grab it. And the one thing I do, this is one thing I do, is I grab my warmest jacket when I head out the door, because I can always take that up. But the warmest jacket kind of protects you as you come in.
Yeah.
And here at the gym, we do have heaters in our gym, so I'll turn them on to warm, and then I shut them off. Like I get it warm just to take off the hard edge.
Mm-hmm.
But members, I tell them, come in, grab a bike.
Yeah.
Right. Come in a few minutes early, grab a bike,
body
temperature up.
Yeah.
But today our workout was Gwen, which is a 15-12-9 of a barbell weight that you choose. You got to do it unbroken. And that's like, I needed, 30 minutes to get people ready to do that.
Mm-hmm. Especially the 5 a.m.
Yeah. So our classes today especially this morning, is 30 minutes of warm up and mobility just to get to the workout.
Mm-hmm.
But then people perform better. But any thoughts? I wanted to get your thoughts on the, especially in the winter. And we've noticed at Diablo, by the way, our attendance falls off as soon as the time change happens.
Oh yeah.
And it's darker in the evenings, and then days are already short. So it's darker in the mornings. It's cold. It's wet. Like, our attendance fall, like, it's literally predictable. Pisses me off.
Yeah.
And I know with the people's holiday parties, holiday events, kids events, school events, family, everything there's huge distractions. But this is the time of year and I think about like the Gwen workout. Got to hang onto that barbell. 15s, that's tough. The hard round is that 12 round. And because it's like, you're already in it, you don't want to bail out, and you don't understand the fatigue that you have. The 12 round is like the winner for us.
Yeah.
Got to hang on. You got to pound.
If you can make it through the 12, and this is clean and jerks, by the way.
Yeah.
Gwen is 20 or 15, 12, 9 clean and jerks,
right?
Unbroken clean and jerks.
Yes.
For the record. Yeah.
But if you can hang on through the 12s, you're going to make the 9s.
Yeah.
And the same thing, if you can make it through November, December, January here, you're gonna set yourself up for an amazing spring, and then into the summer when everybody loves to come to the gym.
It kind of comes back to the habit concept, right? I mean, like you said, you're preparing your clothes the night before, so that way you have a habit to have your warm gear ready to go. So that way there's less excuses.
Yep. That's it, and that's a good point. So you've already got the habit of going to the gym. Just to you gotta stack on that habit.
Yeah.
Right. Come in, warm clothes, and immediately jump on. For us, you can jump. Some gyms it's a rower, jumping jacks or jumping rope. Or here we got C2 bikes, and so just jump on a C2 bike or an assault bike, and
something to get that heart rate up and then get moving. Right. Like a lot of times, like, I mean, if you're throwing in mobility, like you had said, warm up and mobility. But if you're throwing in mobility, you have to make sure that your muscles have blood flow, right?
Yes.
We need to get those muscles warm so that way we can loosen them up and prepare them.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, the whole warm up concept is, it's not just go run a mile or go run a 400, right?
It's row 5 minutes.
Or row for 5 minutes. It's, hey, let's prime the movement patterns we're going to need in today's workout by going through full range of motion and controlling that full range of motion, right? I mean, neurologically, we've got to warm up our brain too. It's not just the stiff, cold body because it's temperature outside. Is that stiff, cold body is not communicating with our brain as well because it's fucking cold.
Yeah.
So by going through some dynamic stretches and stuff like that, that's where you're going to get yourself moving and increase your blood flow and core temperature versus rowing or running and then rolling out. Like you've got to do more movements.
At Diablo, we allow our coaches. So we use progressive programming. They give obviously a very detailed warm up, and
we go through a general and a specific warm up,
right, and protocols. And so but we allow our coaches to alter that or change that based upon their own style and input and the way they like to do things. And they're all very good at it. I tweak it by, I have essentially a warm up. So I literally put on the board, my sequence is something to get them warm, which is like, mountain climbers, jumping jacks, jumping rope. If we have an assault bike on the workout, it's assault bike. It's something that gets them moving overall. And then I go to mobility, something that mobilizes them. And then I go to the movement pattern itself. So if it's a barbell movement, I do one section of the barbell movement. And then I come back all the way back to warm. I do them a little bit more warm up. And
so you're bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, I follow that progression all the way through, and each time gets a little bit more intense.
Yeah.
And then once I go through that probably 3 times, then I get into specific skill instruction for the workout.
Yeah.
And then building up today, building up. We took 25 minutes to get warmed up, and then I let them build up for another 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that, rule of thumb, you should be sweating before you start the workout.
That's good.
And
that's a great rule of thumb.
Especially if you're starting at 5 a.m. like this morning, right? Yeah. You coach the 5 a.m. class. That's a cold time. People are rolling out of bed. It's Monday morning.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different variables that are like, shit, this is going to be a tough one. But at the same time, like going through that warm up, like, for example, I'll brief the workout really quickly in the beginning, just because I know everybody's standing around, they're cold. Let's just review it real quickly, get warm. And as they're warming up, I'll break it down even longer. Like I'll go more detailed into it, because nobody wants to be standing around and hear.
No.
We'll talk about the intention right before we do the workout. But the goal is, let's get everybody moving and sweating and heart rates up and breathing heavy.
Yeah, I do the talking when they're mobilizing.
Yeah. Or right before the workout.
Yeah, right before the workout as well.
Yeah.
Then we've got the next thing we're going to talk about is road royalty. So every year for the last 13 years, Diablo's hosted a competition, road royalty. It started out as an in-house competition.
You remember that with the Google Doc, the Google Sheet?
Yeah, the Google Sheets for scoring. And we had 3 or 4 workouts that we did just to find out who the best rower in the gym was. And it was really kind of leaned towards what I like to do the most, rowing. And I wanted to establish my dominance as the king of the rower, and I got beat.
Nah, didn't you win it the first year? The in-house?
I thought Jordan won it.
No, you beat. I remember you had the throne, the box.
Oh, that's right. That was from that. That wasn't for the games. That's right.
No, that was from Road Royalty.
Road Royalty.
That was the first
so
Road Royalty.
So I am the first champion for my own competition. How do you rig a competition?
I think I programmed for that. So,
so then it grew, and we made it an online competition, and now we get 1,500 people that will do it around the world. We've had like 40, 50 countries. People participate, which is fun. We get the rowing community involved, and we give cash prizes away, which is kind of cool.
And rowers, no?
Yeah, and rowers. We give away a rower every week. But there is Concept 2 does that. They sponsor it, and it's literally the only rowing competition that pays money. And so that registration opens up this week on November 15th. The competition starts.
It was 12th, right?
Yeah,
December 12th.
And it's modeled after the Open, CrossFit Games Open style.
It's a great, for any kind of like preparation for the Open, right? You've got an online announcement of the workout.
Yeah.
You're doing a monostructural thing. So essentially you're building up your capacity. We're not necessarily working on strength. So it's a good timing for the Open.
Yeah. And it starts January 12th, finish the first week of February. You got a couple weeks before the Open actually starts, but you get used to that sequence of a workout announced on Thursday, and then a workout that has to be completed by Monday, doing the workout, maybe redoing it if you want to,
submitting it.
Just getting used to that pattern is, I think, helpful for people. So we get a lot of CrossFitters. We have age groups. Masters age groups. They're pains in the asses, but we love
But
them.
there's also a lot of like really positive stories that come out of this.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, like
Yeah.
people that have like changed or it's, you know, it's like the thing that kind of gets somebody going, right? Like in some cases.
Oh, gets them into the rower. We did.
Yeah, it gets them into the rower.
The year after, or the year CrossFit did the half marathon. We did the half marathon the very next year.
Yeah.
And people were freaking out.
Yeah.
But then they did it and they're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I never would have done that.
Yeah.
And it was, you know, better than I thought. So that's not to say we're gonna have a half marathon this year.
What? I wouldn't say that, but
it goes 4 weeks. There's 4 there's 4 workouts.
One workout a week.
Yeah, 1 workout a week. So roadroyalty.com, the website will be updated this week, and then registration, all the links, we'll have all those online.
Stand by.
Yeah, stand by. Turkey Ruck's coming up on Thanksgiving Day. We're trying to get CrossFit's behind it. Go Ruck's behind it. We're trying to get as many people as we can.
Yeah. Yeah. So
as many affiliates as we can participating. So that should be we're gonna have a 3.5 mile course, you think?
I'm actually gonna go do it tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'll be sharing some videos if you guys are interested in kind of how we are doing it. There's a link in the description on this video today to PRsAllDay's breakdown. Basically, I've gone through and written out kind of like my step-by-step, right? So been setting this one up for last 5, 6 years, 7 years or so. And I have a little bit of a method that I like to practice. And this year I'm really going to take it a little bit further and prepare a video and some preparation. So our members are also in the know of what we're doing with the Ruck, because this is a new element, right? In the past it was always been just, I mean, as far as I've run it is, a run. We've got obstacles along the way that are body weight movement patterns, but now we're taking an external object with us, which kind of goes back to the old school Diablo days, right? When you guys used to carry a keg up the thing.
That was one of those foolish things.
It was, well, that was what, like 2008?
Yeah, 2008.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was 2008.
Yeah. So, but this year I'm going to be going through and kind of recording. I'm going to put out a couple videos with some of the movement patterns that we're doing. And the reason why I'm doing that ahead of time is not only to give our members a chance to see what it is that we're doing out there, but also to kind of give anybody else, any other CrossFit affiliates, any other communities that are looking to participate in this event, and how do you put it together? You know, step 1, the course. Find out where you're going to do it. This could be an open space, could be at a park. You just want to make sure that you're familiar with the area and you walk the course ahead of time and mark it out clearly.
Yeah.
Our course is very simple. Like the park is what, a mile in diameter at the most.
Yeah.
So if you get lost, you just walk into a street and then walk back to the park.
Right.
But if you're doing this in like an open space, like in Brioni's or something, and you miss a turn,
you could be going for a while.
You could be gone for a good minute. So I think that, you know, if you are planning to put something like this together, when you think about the obstacle, that's something you want to really consider is there turns that somebody could get lost on? And you just want to make sure it's very clearly marked so they don't go down that route. The objective, right? What are we trying to do? Why are we doing this? It's to get the community together, have fun outside. You're getting a chance to meet your members' families, your members' friends. Like it's like I'm inviting our friends, my neighbors, like, you know, anybody in the area. Like we want to make this big, and at the same time, let's make this whole community aspect big. And then so it's there's a whole step-by-step thing in the link in the description. So if you are looking to put this on together, I would highly recommend check it out.
Yeah. So go get the link, figure out, you know, start planning your course, put it out to your members. It's not too late.
No.
This isn't something you have to prep for.
I mean,
it's fun. People will enjoy it. And there are people that competitive. You're always going to have 1 or 2 that are going to try and finish it first. That's cool.
Yep. And they might miss a turn and might miss a section of it. But at the same time, it's
we use like construction flags, the little metal flags as guidelines. And we also use chalk and street chalk, or there's the line chalk that you can buy, construction chalk that you can paint.
That's like it's like a biodegradable or something like.
Yep. Yeah. Avoid paint on pavement.
I've used flour. One of the things I was looking at years ago was it's like a cross country guy talking about how he marks his things. He used a water bottle with flour in it.
Oh yeah.
So then you can kind of like create an arrow. Just run the course ahead of time so you know where it's at, and
how long it's going to take.
How long it's going to take? Yeah,
It's good. It's a good way to plan. Anyway, so Turkey Ruck, and you go to PRsAllDay website, and they'll
hit the blog and
hit the blog.
Find
and
more details.
You'll find it there. The only two other things I was going to talk about on the finish. One is I want to draw people's attention because I listen to a lot. It's a lot of people have already listened to it, but the Huberman podcast, his late, well, it may not be his latest one because he dumps them out once every couple of days. But this one's with Dr. Lane Norton, he has PhD. Huberman is a molecular biologist and PhD. But they talk about with Dr. Lane Norton, this guy has done a tremendous amount of research, his own studies, his own PhD in nutrition, but they cover its comprehensive evaluation of the science of eating, hunger, the various diets, various responses to different types of foods, why people eat, and the effects of exercise, protein, fats, carbohydrates, the whole macro planning. And it is fascinating as hell. It's really interesting. And then he gets into what we know of, and he talks about what we know and what we don't know. And there's a lot we don't know still, especially as it concerns the gut microbiome and its effect on obesity.
Yeah.
But he talks about different food types, talks about sugar and the effect of sugar and high fructose corn syrup and the effects there, like all of it. Like this one is one you just keep to the side and you listen to in small bits and you re-listen. Yeah. And you keep coming back to it. I'm on my second go around of it, and I even rewind parts in the second part. It's just really super good stuff, backed by quality research, and I can't say enough about it. It's a Huberman podcast. What number is it? It's with Dr. Lane Norton. I don't have the actual number for it, but anyway, it's this week or last week's Dr. Lane Norton with Huberman. Go to YouTube, you can find it. The one thing I thought was kind of hilarious on it, he talks about, because they started talking about gut microbiome, and one of the things that has been discovered in recent years is that we have actually more gut bacteria, individual gut bacteria, than there are cells in the human body. So there's more individual bacteria than there are cells in the human body. That's fascinating. That is fascinating. An extensive amount. And so the Lane Norton said one of his professors theorized, we have more bacteria than we do cells. Maybe the human body is just a vessel for the bacteria, and it's the bacteria that are running things. So all we are,
here we are killing off the bacteria,
right? So it's a meat vehicle for the bacteria. That's really this brains behind this whole thing. Yeah. It's a fascinating perspective.
That is a really interesting perspective, right?
And the one of the other things I got some tattoo work. I was talking to my tattoo guy about some of the stuff in it, because he's a nutrition geek too, and we were talking about how they use recent studies have shown that fecal transplants.
Oh God.
So they do fecal transplants from mice, from thin mice into obese mice, and the obese mice get thin.
Yeah.
And he said, very important clarification here. It doesn't mean you go out and eat, they can feed you fecal matter, like it's a fecal transplant.
Yep.
But it is related to the gut biome, or the intestinal biome.
Yeah.
That may have an impact. And they've done human trials with it, and it has shown some promise.
Yeah.
But that was pretty fascinating.
Yeah, on that note, South Park did an episode.
Did they? I got to tell you, I was laughing. It was good. It was great during the tattoo work. It was great because it was a great distraction. But for about 15 minutes, I was laughing so hard I was crying. Do not go out and consume fecal matter of a thin person. No, that was pretty good. But and then the last thing is the one thing I want to touch on, more of a something fat. So a CrossFit Games athlete hit our Instagram. I hit everybody's Instagram because it was advertising. Yeah. So anybody that had anybody
in the fitness realm probably got
what bugs me about
not even CrossFit, but in the fitness realm.
Probably. Yeah, in the fitness realm probably. But what bugs me about it is I think we got hit because we follow CrossFit. Yeah, and so that was one of their targets. That's right. And so, and this person started their own fitness program, online fitness program called Phat, Phiit. And they're CrossFit Games, ex-CrossFit Games, successful CrossFit Games athlete. They didn't win, but she's placed very high.
She's podiumed, I think.
Yeah, she's podiumed. Yeah, she podiumed 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Outstanding, amazing athlete. But and then names the company Phat, PHIIT, which is high intensity interval training with a P in front of it. It's which I get and I understand. But I always ask the question. It begs me to ask the question. Okay, why not just CrossFit?
Yeah. Why not affiliate?
Yeah. Why not open your own affiliate?
You've had a lot of success within the community.
Right. And I get a little, and she's not the only one. There's others.
Oh yeah.
There's, I can name them off,
but some give back.
Yeah. Some give back. So, someone asked me, well, what about street parking? Because they're massive and they are the largest. And street parking is an amazing marketing machine.
Yeah.
With amazing video content. But Miranda Alcaraz and her husband Julian, two really cool people, pay tribute to CrossFit quite often. Not only that, I think a lot of people don't know that street parking in Washington, where they live, is a CrossFit affiliate. They're affiliated.
Yeah.
And Miranda, and she partnered with earlier this year with Dave Castro at the ranch, right, to bring fitness freedom and invited, and there were a lot of CrossFitters that were there. So she pays homage to CrossFit all the time, gives credit to CrossFit for what she's doing. And she is, I think, what she does is she gains access and provides CrossFitters, covers a niche that CrossFit doesn't cover, garage style workouts.
Yeah.
Especially for busy people, which includes moms.
Yeah.
Who, may have kids that they're watching while they're working out. And she's an amazing role model, so that it keeps people active. And she's a huge supporter of CrossFit affiliates as well. During the pandemic, we started a GoFundMe to help out affiliates cover their affiliate fees and maybe pay their fines if they're trying to stay open. We raised $23,000 for that GoFundMe that all went to CrossFit affiliates. Miranda Alcaraz, Miranda and Julian donated $5,000. To that fund, and
that's giving back.
Yeah, that's giving back, and it's recognition. So that's that's really, as an affiliate owner, that's all I want to see.
Yeah,
I want to see the tribute back to CrossFit. CrossFit affiliates are the place. They're the indoctrination centers.
Yep.
We create passionate fans of CrossFit. We create CrossFit athletes, and we create fans of the CrossFit Games. Their followers, most likely the majority of their followers, started CrossFit in a CrossFit affiliate and learned about CrossFit in a CrossFit affiliate. So if you had success at the CrossFit Games, you built your fitness and your physique as a result of CrossFit and CrossFit Games. Then you leave and you start your own fitness company with no give back to CrossFit or the CrossFit community or the CrossFit affiliates. It's really fucking irritates me, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because really all you need to do is just open an affiliate. You could kill it as a CrossFit affiliate owner. People would love to be there, and offer online classes and online, but to do it differently and to suggest that your methodology is better, or the implication is there, that maybe your physique and your fitness is what is as a result of your methodology is a little bit disingenuous. And we're talking about some big names that are out there.
Well, there was I can't remember who. I feel like this was on a Savant podcast, but they were talking about how back in the day, the games athletes that had competed in the games had a really huge contribution to CrossFit, whether they were affiliate owners or L1 staff.
L1 staff, right.
And, they basically lived spreading the word of CrossFit.
That's right.
Right. And that's not what's happening here. This is like this whole new era of competitive CrossFit is basically kind of, I don't want to say it's taken. I mean, I guess it is taken away from what CrossFit was originally done for, was community, constantly varied, functional, high intensity, and treating the methodology
right. Most of the athletes now are training in open gym in an affiliate. They're not doing classes, and which I understand. Like, look, there's so 100%. Much more, but now what's happening too is there's these gyms that are opening up that are essentially training camps only, with no affiliation to CrossFit. And it's just and again, I understand that too. But the athletes that they're recruiting and bringing into their training camps all came out of CrossFit affiliates.
Yeah. And you know what's wild too is it's like as these camps and whatnot, it's like to score to move on to the games, you have to do it at a CrossFit affiliate. It's like why not just affiliate? Like why not be a part of the community and help grow it? Right.
Yeah.
It's just
so this is a message out there
to
those athletes out there that have created their own methodology and business outside of the CrossFit universe, but you're still leveraging the CrossFit universe in order to grow your own business. Karma is a bitch.
It'll come around eventually.
Help your affiliates right now, or especially in the US, are having to work hard to stay open and to get through. Help an affiliate out. Right. Pay homage to the affiliates. Pay homage to CrossFit, and good things will happen. Like because this is going to be around a long. CrossFit's going to be around a long time.
CrossFit has withstood a lot so far. Shit. So I can imagine.
So the closer you are to the part of it, you can do everything you're doing as a CrossFit affiliate. Right.
And Travis just posted. And I'll put this up there. 10 minutes. It's like 7-minute abs.
So it's 10 minutes.
Nice, Travis.
Yes. Doing push-ups and sit-ups and jogging in place. If you've not done anything, for you do that for 10 minutes, it will change. Anything will.
Yeah.
I get that.
It's putting in the work, right?
Right. But if you want fitness for life.
Yeah. It's a lifestyle. And I mean, that's what CrossFit promotes is the lifestyle aspect.
That's right.
Fitness in 100 words.
And it'll give you increased work capacity better than
anything else.
Better than anything else.
Yeah.
It is the best workout methodology for general physical preparedness.
100%.
Yeah. With that, we'll leave it at that.
It's a good note to leave it on.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Right on.
All right, guys.
We'll look forward to talking to you next week. Cheers.
Till next time.